This is a Gen 6 Glock 19. This is Glock's newest release. As you can see, it has some really nice texturing there on the grip. Bigger beaver tail, interesting trigger cut for your fingers, flat face trigger, AMB slide release and mag release. It's overall a pretty new release for Glock, and we're going to test it today. So as I said, we're testing out this Glock 19 Gen 6. We got some 124 grain brass plated steel ammo here. Got 500 rounds of these loaded up in different mags. There's going to be some side tests I'll be doing with different types of mags, so check out some of those shorts of those. We're going to be doing some P-mag reliability as well as some other mag reliability related to this, just because I want to get more done for you guys. So let's load up some mags and start shooting some targets. Let's get blasting. We're doing some reliability testing for my Gen 6 Glock 19. We have some different mags we're going to be testing out while doing a 500 round overall test of the gun. We got some P-mags here. We're going to test out the reliability. We got some Korean KCI US Glock mags. They're basically carbon copies of them. As you can see, they're steel lined there. We also got some Gen 4 15 round Glock mags here. And over here we got 17 round Gen 5 Glock mags. We're going to be testing the reliability of these throughout the tests today. So let's get to shooting. We got all the mags loaded up. Up first we got some P-mags we're going to be testing. So like I said, there's going to be some shorts about mag reliability testing, so be checking out for those. We got some Gen 5 17 round Glock mags here. Ooh. Got our first failure here too. Seemed like a light primer strike. We had our first failure here. Thankfully it was only an ammo failure. As you can see, there's a light primer strike right there. So nothing the gun did, just some bad ammo. Not surprising. Now we have some Gen 4 15 round Glock mags. These mags are the ones I'm most interested in this mag reliability test. These are KCI USA Korean made, basically carbon copies of OEM Glock mags. So let's load them up and take some shots. Yep, another light primer strike, it seems like. Not really sure what that one was about. It seemed like it didn't want to go into battery. Oh, another dead trigger there. Another dead trigger. I'm not really sure if the dead trigger stuff is ammo because there really isn't much primer strikeage going on there, so that's kind of interesting. Not really sure why those dead trigger happenings. I don't know if it's mags or failure to feed or something like that, but very interesting. Let's load up some more mags. Had a couple issues there. I don't know if they were failure to loads or light primer strikes, but not great either way. Definitely one light primer strike for sure, but the other one, not really sure. I see what's going on. It's failure to load. It's hanging up there. I didn't lube up this gun anything more than the factory, so maybe that's part of the reason why it's hanging up a little bit. It just doesn't want to go all the way in the battery. Guess it could also be a weaker spring too, so let's keep shooting. Wonder if part of it's my grip too, because my hands are a lot sweaty today, so I'm not sure. We're on the last group of mags of that 500. I had to add an extra couple rounds so I could have full mags of every single one I brought, so we are going to be a little bit over 500 rounds, but not by much. Seems like the issues so far have been light primer strikes and either failure to go into battery or failure to like reset the trigger. I don't know if it's a gun problem because it wasn't lubed up or something enough, but not terrible, but there has been a few issues here and there. So let's continue with PMags. Part of that makes me wonder if it was like a sweaty, weak grip, because I was there loading mags for a little bit and my hands had time to dry out. So I wonder if that was the problem, but we got 4 more mags, so let's load them up. Oh, there it is again. That might be a light primer strike. Take a look at that here in a second. Yeah, that was another failure to load, I guess. No light primer strike on that one, so let's put everything back together and we'll talk about my final thoughts here. After 500 rounds today with this Glock 19 Gen 6, I'm overall very impressed. We did have a couple hiccups here and there with failure to loads, a couple light primer strikes, but that could be cheap ammo. I think it was brass plated steel, so there could be issues with that, but there could be some issues with this gun. Maybe more lubricant needed, maybe the spring needs broken in a little bit more. One thing that is a positive to me is the extra grip with the texture. All the previous Glocks did not have something that nice. I do like the trigger too. The flat face does feel pretty good. So one thing that I would say is a negative, down here by the trigger guard, maybe it's because I have fat fingers or something like that, but it really pushes really hard when you're trying to grip it onto that knuckle. Maybe I just have soft hands, that could be, I don't know, but it's just not the greatest for people with bigger fingers, as you can see right there. But overall, I don't have too many bad comments about this gun. Nice to have something a little bit newer generation-wise in my Glock collection. As you know, I'm a pretty big Glock fan, but put your comments down below. What do you think about the new Gen 6 Glock? I overall pretty impressed with it. I'm sure as I break it in more, it'll function a lot better, but like and comment this down below. If you like this content, comment as well. I'm looking to do some more testing similar to this moving forward, but overall, first impressions of the Glock Gen 6, pretty positive. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you later. Just keep blasting, everybody.